Welcome traders to this week's analysis of DXY dollar index. On dollar index, if you have been following my analysis, we have been actually monitoring this particular level. But because last month a lot of things actually changed, a lot of things actually happened, especially on dollar side. So it's worth going through the entire analysis from top to bottom. So what we can see here is that market is creating a W structure on monthly time frame, and even before that, if I go to the 12-month time frame, which is yearly time frame, what we can see that market has created a W structure right there, and it has probably come back to retest that. So let's see what has been happening, where we are. So market has tested 38.2 right there on 91,447, and probably it is coming back to retest that level again, or even a little bit retracement before it starts to move higher. But if we go to the monthly time frame, what we can see is that market has created this W structure right here, and it has been struggling with 61.8 fib level. So if I draw fib like this, you can see that market came to 61.8, fell down, tried again, and now it is falling down. Now, because the previous fall was pretty deep, we can expect market to actually go deeper as well. Now, the only thing which is different this time is that this particular month of July 2020 was a very deep, the momentum was very actually high on DXY fall. Previously, we did not have any kind of momentum like that, but we were kind of expecting it. Why? Because of these previous candles, these were very small, weak kind of candles. So when the price action starts to correct, the correction is usually a very deep and very quick, and that's what was happening. Now, because we are in a territory where the candles are solid size, we can expect some stability. I'm not expecting complete reversal, but there can be some stability. Now, looking at this structure, what we can see that market is probably it's kind of like consolidating on monthly time frame. But remember, these are monthly time frames. So if you're day trading or if you are swing trading, then this gonna have a huge impact on your trading. Now let's go back to the monthly time frame. What has been happening here is that market is struggling with 61.8 here, and it is simply showing a reaction to that 61.8 fib level. What will happen ultimately is that it will find some support and then it will start to rise above. And once the market has broken this 61.8, then it will start to go higher to somewhere around 106 or 107 level, somewhere around here, because that's where the W pattern will complete. At the moment, it is creating a double top, and until this midpoint of 88.325 is broken on monthly time frame, we do not expect it to be heavily bearish, multi-year heavily bearish. So that's on monthly time frame. What we can also see that multi-time frame is reaching this what a cluster average, which is around here, 91 or 92 area, actually 91.9 area. So that should also provide a very good support. It had provided support previously along with 200 moving average, so it should provide support as well. We also saw in the previous analysis that we have previous structure forming right there, and market is kind of like reaching the same level. If it does, then we can have an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and that can actually push the price upwards as well. And if this level is broken, then I'm expecting market to go much higher, and that is why I keep on repeating the same fact that I'm expecting DXY dollar index to be much more powerful in medium to longer term, because if this holds, then we can expect market to move higher and potentially break this level as well to go even further high. However, on the bearish side, if it breaks through this level of 88.158, then it is expected to be bearish, somewhere around here, 86.56. So what is going to what can we expect in next week? Now we know that market still has a little bit of space here to go down, because we can see that on monthly until 91, that 91.9 level is reached. This level, uh, we still have support. We still have space. There is another thing which has been happening is that market created a stepper pattern here, so we should ideally be checking fib level. So if I draw fib here, we can see that market has reached 61.8 profit level of this stepper pattern. So now at the moment we can expect that market to actually go a little bit higher, but there can be 1 or 2 days where it can fall down to test that level, like no that 91.9 level. So let's go to the weekly time frame and see what has been happening. We have these two trend lines which are coming from a monthly time frame, and these are very strong trend lines. However, they were, because of the market momentum, they were broken, and we were kind of expecting that, because if you see, market has created an M pattern here, and this is an elongated or extended M pattern which goes all the way to this particular zone. Now this zone and 61.8 is right there, and that is why we were expecting it to go higher into these moving averages, these trend lines to be tested. But that did not happen because the market actually got overstretched. Now we still have, as I said, we still have 91.90, so somewhere around here to be tested. So market can still go down ultimately, but because we have completed the previous month, I'm expecting market to go back up and retest this area, because we have this trend line which was very important. There was another trend line which was also important, and both of them have been broken. But a retest is usually performed by the market before it starts to go down. And besides that, the M pattern has also been completed, so I'm expecting market to go up. But there could be a day or so where the market may start to go down, because the market momentum has been really high, and that can have a residual effect on it. So if it starts to go high, we know that Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, and NZD USD, all of those pairs will start to go down, and USD CAD, USD CHF, and USD JPY are supposed to go higher. So that's what we're looking at. So let's clean this up and start afresh. So what has been happening? Okay, so the level that we are looking at is this one. This is a very important level of 91.9. And another level that we're looking at is this one, because this is the previous structure level around here. And then we go to the weekly time frame, sorry, monthly time frame, and then we draw that trend line which was broken. A retest of that is quite possible. There is another trend line which is also right there. So these are the trend lines that are in effect at the moment. And we also know that market has completed its 61.8, so we are also watching that level. Okay, and just remove this, and then we go to the weekly time frame, and then we start measuring this, because we have an M pattern here, has come to 50%. Okay, 113, that's where the pattern completes. So this is the pattern that we are looking at. This can go all the way to 127.2. So that's why I'm saying that, because 127.2 was not touched, it was barely touched. So market may actually come back down to test that level, and at the same time correct that. But I'm expecting market to move higher into these levels once again, before it starts to say that, okay, I'm going to go down or whatever. But next week, this sort of movement is expected. um, but as I said, there could be another day or so where it starts to go down a little bit to test 127.2. But the pattern is already completed at 113 right there. Check this. One more thing. Yep. Okay, so the pattern is complete, and that's why we are expecting market to go higher. And if it actually starts to move higher, then we're looking at this level, which is 96.552. So these are the levels that we are watching. Let's change the color of it. Okay, so these are the levels that we're watching. So first level is around here at 23.6, which is also the previous level. So let me change the color of um, the upward profit level. Okay, so somewhere around here, these are the ones that we are interested in. Okay, so if the market starts to move higher, then we are looking at these levels which are in yellow. And if the market starts to roll down, then we are looking at this one, which is 91.936, because that is going to be very, very significant. However, we are also looking at 127.2 level. So these are the levels that we'll be watching. But next week, we are expecting market to be a little bullish. And the reason behind that is that it is overextended, and other thing is that it has broken through monthly trend lines, and that means usually the market goes back to retest those trend lines. So if it starts to move higher, then we can expect other things to go down, and that's what we are looking for. So that's my analysis on dollar index for this week. I hope you enjoyed this, hope you found this useful. If you did, then press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.